So I'll share my screen now. Is my screen is visible? So for today's topic, what we are going to do is so we are going to like basics design creation, how to do the design creation in space climb. That's what today's topic is. It is okay. So what I did is previously what we do means we directly go for we normally open workbenches, right? Instead of that, we can directly open the space climb itself. If you type the space climb, yes, space climb, uh, you can get this type of window. Okay, so if you are first time if you're opening the space climates, you might be having one dialog box might be present. Okay, so it's a startup dialog box. Okay, so you can see this in the space climb workbench. You can see this is a quick access menu, and in file option you can have to, if you want to open previous file, you can able to open. These are the general things. Okay, and if you look for this uh, thing, the first thing is the sketch. So mostly we will be covering here in this sketch tool, because here first thing we have to do for analysis is first we have to create a geometry here. Okay, so even though if you are creating geometry in some other designer software, Ansys is giving the opportunity to create a geometry in that Ansys software itself. So there are three different designer software is present as of now is present in the Ansys. That is one is designer modeler, and second one is the Ansys space climb, and now recently they introduced the discover. Okay, now as far as today's topic, we are going to see how to work on this space climb itself. Okay, so you can see this sketch workbench, right? In the sketch itself, you can have that normal provisions to create any geometry. That is, we have to create a 2D, and then we have to convert it into three-dimensional things. So they given the all the things you can see that the first thing, that is that orient option. That is orient means you can see here it's a three-dimensional view, right? Okay, if you want to make it as a plane view. Okay, so here also the plane view is there. In bottom here also is the plane view also, both are the same. In orient under the sketch toolbar, you can see the plane view, right? The same option is provided here itself by default. Okay, so if you click on this option or this option, both will give the same result. If I click here means we can now it's change it to three-dimensional to the plane view. So as of now it is in ZX plane, right? So if you want to change your plane, like for example, I want to create a geometry. So I move to this option. It's a three-dimensional one. Okay, so I want to create a geometry in XY plane. Okay, so I make it here. It is, you can see that in leftmost corner I make it in XY plane. Okay, here I want to create a geometry here. For example, I want to create a circle. Means if I press on circle, okay, so see, by default it is in ZX plane. Okay, so I want to create a plane in this XY plane, but that grid lines are not present here. If you want to create a grid line in this position, what you have to do means, like you can see this option, that is sketch plane option, right? You have to click this option. Okay, then you can see, if you place it here, now in XY plane you have this grid line. Okay, so this is how you want to, if you want to create a any geometry in any one plane, means you have to position your plane here, and then by default the plane will be located in ZX plane. So if you want to work on some other planes, means you have to position the plane according to here. Okay, according using this, like if you press the if you press X planes, you'll go to this view. Okay, you can rotate it here. Okay, so you can rotate this option by pressing the right click option itself. Okay, so whichever axis you want, you can click it. Okay, so as of now I basically make it in XY plane. Okay, so I can get XY plane in this manner. Okay, so once you select the plane and using this tool, okay, you can see this tool, right? So that is the select new sketch plane, and by selecting this, and then if you click on that plane itself, you can get this plane. Okay, so there, here we can able to create any geometry here. Okay, so uh, as of now, now if I want to create a rectangular one, okay, so rectangle or line, all those things, by using the under the create options, I can able to create any geometry here. Okay, so I will explain what are the tools here. You can see this is a structure tool. That is, a structure means what are the creations, like if I create any circle or plane, or if I create any surfaces, means it is a structure, it's a tree. Whatever I perform here options, it will be shown here itself. As of now I didn't do anything, so by default it shows nothing here. As soon as I create each and every geometry, it will be added here in this tree. That is, one surface is created or one line is created, like that. So if I created, for example, I want to create a rectangle here, so I select the rectangle, and make sure I want to create a rectangle from center point. So you can see this in the left option, that is, under the structure box, there is a option box will be there. In the option box we can select that how to perform this rectangular diagram using these options. There are different options is there. That is, you start the rectangle from center point, that is, first you have to click the center of the rectangle, and then you have to position what was the length and breadth of the rectangle. Okay, and there's other option is called snap to the grid. That is, at the, you can see that snap to the grid is turned on, right? So if you move over this cursor, okay, the plus symbol, right, it plus symbol is only goes towards the corner of the each grid. Okay, I'll zoom here. You can see that in the grid, right, I press at the middle of the grid, but the plus symbol goes towards the only the corners. Why? Because I turned on snap to the grid option. If I uncheck here, I can able to start with the at the middle. If I turned on this, I can able to make a selection at the corner of this each grid only. I can't able to make a selection at the middle of the grid option. Okay, so these are the option, wherever what are the tools you are performing, right, it gives the sub options, like how you going to perform that tool, like using that, if I want to create a rectangle, means how I going to create a rectangle. This is what defining here. This is the option toolbar, and this is the properties. The properties means once I make a final geometry, what are the materials I am assigning to the geometry. For example, if I create a plate, means what material I assign, or what was the density of that structure I am making. Okay, the mass of that structure, all those things will be defined in the properties itself. Okay, so here, and here if you see that at the bottom, okay, so here you can see that right corner bottom, this is a selection. Selections means like I want to pan it, right, I want to pan, I want to rotate. Okay, all those things you can here, you can see this is that rotate option. By clicking you can able to rotate. If you want to rotate, means like by default, if you want to create a scroll option, right, if you press the scroll, that is a middle mouse button, right, scroll, if you scroll up and scroll down, it will be zoom option. Okay, and if you press the control button and middle mouse button, you can able to pan it. So this is how you can able to do. Okay, so if you want to rotate using this rotate option, you can able to rotate it. Okay, so as of now I need to want to a plane view, so I'll make it as a plane view. Okay, and if you want, so I drawn one rectangle here, right, I want to delete this because I accidentally drawn this rectangle. So what I have to do means, in select option I select, that is I box select. Once I box selection, you can see this, the rectangle is turns into green color. Okay, so the rectangle is selected, and then you simply press delete option, then it will be deleted. Okay, and I'm going to create a rectangle now. So using define rectangle from center options. Okay, so by selecting this, first I'm going to select a center point. Okay, so I'm middle of that 0 comma 0, I click on that. Okay, so you can see it asks me what was the horizontal and what was the vertical value. Okay, so what you have to do is, so first thing is it is shown it's blue color, right? It is highlighting, right? That dimension is highlighted. Okay, so for that you have to specify the dimensions. For here I'm specifying 50. You just type the number using the number pad. Okay, once you type that, don't click on enter. Okay, so I just defining only horizontal measurement only. Okay, I want to define the vertical also. For that I have to press tab. Okay, in keyboard you have the tab option. If you click on the tab option, it will go towards the vertical dimension one. Okay, so there you have to define what was the dimension of the vertical dimension of your rectangle. So for a vertical dimension also I want to create at 50 mm, so I'll just press 50. And after that, once you make sure uh, like horizontal is 50 and vertical also 50. So suppose now I want to increase that horizontal measurement, because first I define that horizontal distance is 50, and then by pressing the tab option I switch to the vertical option. Okay, now I changed my mind, I want to change the horizontal also. Again you press tab. Okay, if you press tab option, it goes towards the horizontal one. There you can make the option is called 100 also. Okay, until you press enter you can change the value as much as possible. Okay, now again I changed by switching over by pressing the tab option. Okay, now I given the horizontal is 100 and vertical also 100. Okay, now I want to fix this dimension, so I press enter. Once you press enter, you can see the rectangle is created, and you can see the structure under the sketch plane. In sketch you can see the 4 lines are created. That means 4 sides of the rectangle shows us line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4. Okay, I hover over the line, right? It is indicating this is workbenches. In workspace it is been highlighted in green color. You can see that I'm hovering over the line. You can see the bottom line is highlighted of the rectangle. Okay, so the second line is the right side of the rectangle, and third one is the top side of the rectangle, and bottom this fourth line is the left side of the rectangle is highlighted. Okay, so as of now we created only the lines, only 4 lines we created. Okay, so now I want to pad that option, that is I want to make this as a solid one, or I want to make convert this rectangle into surface or a solid. Means what you have to do means there is a called as pull option, right? You can see that in this under the sketch itself we have the pull option. If you click on this pull, okay, you can see there is a yellow color will be highlighted. Okay, so you can just by pressing the middle mouse button, if you click this mean you can able to rotate it. Okay, once you make it comfortable with your position and then hover over to that surface, you can see that the arrow mark is right, that is top and bottom. Okay, by right clicking the mouse button you just drag it up or down. Okay, wherever you want to add the material you just drag towards the up or downward. Okay, as of now I'm pushing upward, so okay I'm just increasing, right? So the dimension also increasing. So you want to specify particular dimension, that means you just enter the dimension, that is I want to make it as 5 mm thickness, so I just press 5. Okay, once you press 5 value, or if you want to change whatever the dimension you want to make, you just enter the dimension of the thickness and then you press enter. Now you can get the solid. You can see now this two-dimensional structure is turns into solid. You can see previously we see only the sketches and we see only 4 lines will be there. As soon as I click on this pull option, I drag this faces and given the thickness, now this structure is turns into solid one. Okay, uh, and in not only this option, you can use that pull option by using you can able to do lot of things. You can see I'm zooming to the corner of this plate. You can see if I click on this plate, that is the corner of the plate, you can see there are this is called a short menu. Okay, here you can able to perform this type of things, that is first thing is rounded one and chamfer. Okay, extrude the edges, all those things you can able to perform this. Okay, if I want to chamfer this line, that is I want to make the rounded edges, instead of sharp edges I want to make it a rounded edges. Okay, I can able to make it by pulling up or down. Okay, you can see by pulling up and down or by selecting the edges, you can see that you can able to give the dimension of the rounded edges. If you click that value or 1 mm or 0.5 mm, press enter means you can get it. If you don't want to perform this means you simply press escape. Okay, and then if you click on undo options, the whatever you did it will be gone. Okay, so as of now I selected this pull option, so it shows if you want to extend this thickness also you can able to do. But if you want to exit from this option, the pull option means there are two ways is there. One is you just simply select this select option, or okay, as of now I'm in the pull. If you want to exit from this means you simply press escape. Okay, if you want to escape from that is if you want to exit from two options. Okay, so as of now I didn't selected any tool. Okay, only the select option is selected. Okay, so if I select pull option, you can see this type of tools will be there. Okay, that is tools means like what are the things I can able to do using this pull option, and these are the sub menu. But as of now I didn't select any edges, so it is turned on. Sorry, turned off. Okay, so if I select this corner, as soon as I select the corner, you can see in adjacent to the arrow mark itself it shows this option. The same option is shown in the option toolbar itself. So you can see that round option is there, chamfer option is there, extrude edge also is there. The same option is there. Okay, as soon as I select the corner also here, the same option will be shown whenever you click the edges. Okay, so in this way you can able to do. Okay, and if you want to exit that selection, okay, see I just press one time escape button, so I unselected the edges, but still I'm in the pull option. Okay, if you want to completely out from the pull option, you have to escape one more time, you have to press the escape button one more time. Okay, so that only you can able to exit from that option you are already selected. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, so otherwise if you want to exit from any one option means you directly select, you just click on the select option itself, you can exit from that previous one. Okay, now I drawn one plate. Okay, if you want to add create a geometry in this section. Okay, you just select this option, and I want to make I want to create some geometry in for this means for this location. I just select this plane, this side of that plate, and I want to create a rectangle over here. Okay, so you can see as soon as I select this side of the plate and I create choose any one of the geometries means I can get the grid lines. Okay, and I want to make it as a normal, so you can see the click on the plane view. Okay, so I can get it into normal view of this plane. Okay, so I want to create a rectangle. Okay, I want to create a rectangle here, that is from I want to define a center point. Okay, but I don't want to randomly pick. For example, if I pick a rectangle here, so it is a random location, right? I don't know what was the center point of this rectangle towards this distance. Okay, but I have to define it by like by I need a definite distance I needed. Okay, for that what I do means I want to select this, I want to delete. Okay, so here I'm selecting this rectangle. Okay, so another option is from this corner. Okay, from this edge of this plate I need certain distance. Okay, so for this you can see that in the option toolbar there is a Cartesian dimension is there, right? You click on this Cartesian dimension and press the corner, this button. You can see that is from this corner where you want to make the center of the rectangle, you can able to make it. That is from this point in horizontal distance, how much distance you want here, and what was the vertical distance, you can define it here. Okay, either you can define it by here, or here I want to make it as 9 mm, and here also 9 mm, or if you want to make it 10 mm, 10 mm also you can make it. Okay, so I want to make it 12 12. let's take so you just define is here it horizontal is -12, so I press minus, I enter -12, and I press tab option to switch to vertical one, and here also I enter +12. Okay, if I press enter, the center point is selected. After that I have to define that what was the dimension of this rectangle. Okay, so here also you can able to press what was the dimension. You can here it is both are giving negative negative, right? So you just to press the value of what your desired value, that is I'm making as -8, and press tab option, and here also I'm making -8, and once I press enter, I can able to create a, I already created the rectangle. Okay, so like that I have to create a rectangle for the four side. Okay, I already created this rectangle here, right? The same way I want to create a rectangle for all the three corners. Okay, if I want to do that means uh, you can able to mirror. Okay, so how can you able to mirror means, okay, so here already one axis line is there, right? You select that axis line. Okay, make sure you have to exit from the rectangle. Okay, and you have to select this select tool, and select this vertical line, and right click it. You can see while right clicking you can see this option, that is set as mirror line. Okay, if you click on this, whatever geometry you're creating in this left hand side, it will be created in the right hand side. It is vice versa. If you're creating any geometry, for example if I create any geometry here, there also other side also geometry will be created. Okay, so because I set this vertical line as the mirror line. Okay, so now I'm going to make this horizontal line also the mirror line. So I switch into the selection tool, and I selected the horizontal line, and right click, I make it as set as mirror line. Okay, now I make the both horizontal axis as well as vertical axis as a mirror line. Okay, I want to create the same rectangle uh, toward the same distance. I want to create same rectangle for the all the four sides. Okay, so what I have to do means I'm going to uh, select this rectangle, and I'm going to delete it. Okay, why? Because if I create a rectangle one more time here, in all the other three sides automatically the rectangle will be created, because I make the horizontal and vertical axis as a mirror now. Okay, so I'm going to perform the same rectangle now. Okay, so I'm going to define a from center point. Okay, so I'll give you one shortcut also. Okay, see, previously you have to select the Cartesian, and here you have to go for this point, right? Instead of that, okay, what you can able to make it, right, by selecting the rectangle. Okay, and I want to define from the center point. Okay, instead of selecting Cartesian, you can press shift button. Okay, for example I'm going to uh, just to hover over the corner of the plate. You can see this type of button. Okay, and you have to just to press shift button. Okay, so the Cartesian will be activated automatically. Okay, by simply pressing the shift option, you can switch it to the Cartesian dimension. Okay, and there you can give the dimension. Okay, so the dimension you can put as a -12, here also +12. Okay, and press enter. Okay, and here you can give the dimension is like 10 or 10. Okay, so now all the four sides uh, equally the same distance from this corner, 12 comma 12 at the center of the rectangle is created, and then the dimension of 10 comma 10, that is 10 distance horizontal and vertical distance 10 horizontal is created at the same time, and all the four corners have been created. Okay, so now I want to uh, so now it is in two-dimensional things, right? If you want to exit from go to the three-dimensional view, either you can go to the pull option, or in design if you click on this 3D model view, it goes to the 3D model. Okay, so there there itself you can have this pull option is there, or in sketch also you have the pull option, both are performing the same thing only. Okay, so here itself we can directly click on the pull option. Okay, and I want to extrude all the four rectangles I created. Okay, for that I have to extrude this four rectangle at the same time. Okay, for that what I have to do means I just click on this faces. Okay, now it changed to brown color, right? By pressing the control option I have to select the four faces of this rectangle. Okay, now I select by pressing the control option, I selected the all the four rectangles. So, okay, uh, and then press the right mouse button, just drag above. Okay, you will have, it is asking the value, so I want to extrude it up to what I'll make it as 50. Okay, I'll make it as 100. Okay, I enter the 100 value and I press enter. Once you press enter, you can see I can get this type of structure. Okay, I created on stool. Okay, so for this tool I need some backrest, right? Okay, so for that I need to create some geometry over here. Okay, so as of now it is in the pull option is there. So if you want to exit from the pull option, you just select the select option and select the top surface of the chair and go towards this rectangle one. Okay, so surface creation will be selected, and if you want to make it as a plane view, click on the plane view option, and then I'm going to create a rectangle. So previously until I used this option, that is for center. Now I'm not going to use that option. Okay, so I want to create a line. You can see there wherever you want to make a starting point, you can see whenever you go to the corner of that any corner, it shows as a round color, that is a round shape. If you come to the middle, it shows the middle of also. Okay, because at the middle we are not created any point, but it shows the middle of that plane. You can see that top corner, right? You can see this snap to the grid option is there. Once I hover over this mouse towards the corner of the plate, you can see that snapping to the end point. Okay, if I hover over to the middle, you can see that snapping to the middle point curve perpendicular to the end point. It shows like that, right? So it is showing where you are making the selection and all. Okay, that is the whether you are making the middle of this line or a corner of the line or starting point of the line. It shows these things, and also it shows whether it is perpendicular to or not. You can see that snapping to perpendicular is there in the left position. You can see this you can watch this corner. Wherever I'm making this selection, it shows what is happening. You can see now snapping to the curve perpendicular to end point is shown. Okay, that means at the end point it is perpendicular. We are going to make a selection like that. Okay, so I'm going to select the corner and I'm going to drag it here and I'm going to end it here. Like I want to make it this is 100. Okay, by default I'm going to give this length is the 10 mm itself. Okay, so I press enter. So now I've created this length. Okay, I am switching to the pull option. Okay, by rotating I'm going to select this face and dragging here. For this I'm going to enter the values 100. Okay, so I can able to create a structure like that. Okay, so if you want to reduce this length, okay, because previously I selected what 10 mm I given, right? But I feel it is awkward now, so I want to reduce it into 5 mm. For that what I have to do means I selected one of that faces and I'm pulling towards this thing. If you pull fully means the structure will be gone. Okay, if you want to previously it is 10 mm, right? I want to reduce 5 mm. So here I have to press enter 5 value, okay, and press enter. That means what? It is in 5 mm only, okay. So I think it is clear to all, or you have any doubt, or I am going fast.
Yes, sir, you are little fast.
Okay, sorry. uh, okay, so you can see here uh, all the option I'm trying to make it here. It is like I'm just giving this simple option, like I'm drawing the rectangle one, circle, whatever I'm making here. It is uh, okay. Now I want to create some I want to add some other things, like I want to add uh, some extra geometry towards the structure. Means I have to select the faces where I want to create a geometry, and then you have to select what are the sketches you want to perform. I want to create circle, so you can see that some sketching tool is created here, and if you want to look normal, you have to press plane view, okay. So the plane view will be created here, okay. At this corner I want to select one circle. I just click on the corner edges, and I want to give some dimension, so I just give 25. So whatever the dimension you want, as soon as you click on the center uh, point, and if you drag over, it will ask the dimension. You just enter the value itself using the number pad, okay. I just enter 25, and after that you have to press enter option, okay. Once you press enter, you can have this type of circle is created, okay. So now if you want to trim the option, okay. So for example, so this is a trim tool, okay. So I don't want okay, let's see. uh, See here in this create option, right? Here in the create options, whatever we are making, right, that simple geometry will be here, that is a line, circle, all those things will be here. In this modify option, right, in modify option you can have that offset of that curve is there, and trim option is there, okay. For example, I want to create a circle, I want to create a hollow circle. Means uh, by choosing this offset option, by clicking on this curve, it asking whether you have to create a off circle towards outer, or if you want to create an inner also it asks, okay. So what was the distance of the offset distance? If you press 5 mm means, and press enter, so you can get this things, like 5 mm plate will be created, that is a offset of 5 thing is created, okay. So like that you can able to create anything, okay. And I want to create a line, I want to create a line towards this point to center point. You can see that starting point I make it as a corner. I am going towards the middle of this line, okay. So one line is created, okay. Now you can see I want to create another line like here, okay. So in this circle I don't need this two option, okay. Inner this two option I don't want, okay. I want to delete this, so for that I have to use the trim option. You can see I selected the trim option, and I hover over what are the things you want to delete, right? Here you can able to delete it. So if I press this option, it will be deleted. If I press this option, it will be deleted, okay. And if you want to select this, it also deleted, this also will be deleted. Like that you can able to trim the faces like that, okay. Once you make the perfect geometry as your desired one, then you can go to any one option. Either go if you want to exclude that option means, okay. So you can extrude that because I selected this plane. Okay, so here you can see I want to extrude only the outer edges. Okay, so you can see that two surfaces there. You can see that in the left structure option, the solid option is there. The solid is nothing but the chair, and this surface is nothing but these two surfaces there. Okay, so I only want to extrude the outer ring. So okay, the outer ring only I have to enter. I have to here that enter the value is 5 mm, so I just press the value of 5 and press enter. So 5 mm thickness will be created here. You can see, right? The 5 mm thickness will be created like that. Okay, so if you want to fill this option, you can able to fill that also. Okay, if you want to select here, if you want to extrude this also, you can able to extrude. Okay, this also is possible. In pull option you can able to do a lot more things uh, using pull itself. Okay, so if you want to undo this option, that is if you want to remove means you just press undo. Okay, so it will be goes towards uh, whatever previous value. Okay, if you want to undo one more time, so it backs to the surface created. So instead of this one, so okay, I created I extruded that outer region, right? Now I want to extrude this alone. You can extrude this in this way or this way, you can extrude that. Okay, or if you wrongly selected this means you press escape button. Okay, so like that you can able to do. Okay, for supposedly I wrongly press the center option means if you want to exit means you press escape button, so it will be unselected, and then you can make a new selection, that is by pressing this option, and then if you want to give the desired value means you press the value number 5 and press enter. So this is how you have to create a geometry. Like as of now I be explaining only the few tools, that is uh, how to select a plane. After selecting the plane, okay, so if I go to for the zx plane means after selecting zx plane you have to click on any geometry. Okay, you'll be having this plane view, and then you have to create a geometry which was desired. Like if you want to create any geometry means if you want to create a rectangle, or if you want to create a circle, that is cylinder means based on that what is required means you have to select that tool. Okay, and then using this option tool, that is whichever the option you selected, right, this is a sub option related to that primary option. Okay, so here I selected this rectangle, that means you can directly by pressing the left corner of the rectangle and then select the right corner. If you define these 2 points, you can able to create a rectangle. Otherwise if you want to create a rectangle by defining the center of this rectangle also, you can able to do by clicking this option. If you click on this option, first thing is you have to select the center of the rectangle, and then you select the length and width. Okay, or by giving the value you can able to create it. Okay, suppose you unknowingly created this option, that is by you are not intent to create this rectangle, but unknowingly you press this or click on somewhere means you press escape button, so it will go. Even if you create something means by pressing undo option you can able to undo the whatever you created. Okay, so first thing is first you have to select which plane you are going to make a geometry, and after that you have to create a geometry using these things. Okay, and then once you created the geometry, by using the pull option you can able to extrude that the geometry. Okay, so if you want to exit from this 2D plane means you have to go to the design option. By using this three-dimensional, you can go to the three-dimensional view, that is you exit from the sketches. Okay, so in this way we can able to do. Okay, so by default it is a pull option is selected. If you want to, if you are not want to willing to do any pull option over your geometry means you can go to the switch it to the selection option. Okay, so here in selection option there are a lot of things is there, like if I want to select the corner, I as of now I'm selecting only the one edges, right? I want to select the corner of the this rectangle, means if I double click this, means you can see the four edges have been selected. I don't want this four edges, I want to select this four edges, means again if you double click means it will select this. Okay, so wherever you want to perform or wherever you want to select anything for a circle or in your closed loop, means you have to select one loop on one corner, you just press double click. Okay, for this side I double click this edges. You can see the first option is selected this loop. Okay, if you again double click this option, it will go towards selecting of this option. Okay, so there are two possibility way of selection of, that is this loop, or you can go for this loop. Okay, so this is how that selection tool will work. Okay, so there are a lot more things uh, it is there for each and every, the select tool itself we will be having a lot more things. Okay, so based on the geometry we are going to create, right, we will be learning each and every one of the things. Okay, as of now I will be explaining, I think I explain a lot more things. So it takes a lot of time. You have to gone through and work on this geometry. It will take time. So you have to practice more geometry. Then only you can able to uh, like use to create any geometry using the space climb. Okay, since it's the first class and it is introduction towards the space climb of creation of geometry. Uh, it is the basics. I just started only the sketch tool itself. Okay, so you can see in file option you can see the space claim option, right? Okay, this is very important. Why am I telling this is big important, means this is where we are defining the units. Okay, because we are giving the units in mm. You can see by giving the dimensions, all the dimension are given in mm. If you are not familiar with this unit, means like if you want to change it into some other units, that is meter or some other things, you can able to switch out towards this option. Okay, and you can see this the unit settings for this document. That means if you are giving this option, means whatever the changes you made, right, for this document only that changes will be happening. Suppose you are not at all working in hereafter, whatever the geometry you are going to perform hereafter, means if you want to uh, you are not comfortable with the changing whenever you open the space claim, means if you click on this option, all new documents hereafter, if you are creating any new documents, means it will follow this unit alone. Okay, so this type of things you can able to do it in the space claim option. Okay, so like that you can able to do. Okay, so I will explain each and everything while going for upcoming classes. Okay, so this is very important things you have to know in space claim options. And in this view itself, if you don't like this structure is situated here, you can click and you can paste it into, you can see that this option, right, that is this tab will be located. If you click and press OK, means then the structure will be located in this right hand side. Okay, you can move it to anywhere. Okay, wherever you want you can make it here. Okay, but if you want to make it reset to the original position, means again you have to go for space claim option. In that appearance, right, in that appearance, reset docking layer. If you click on this option, it will go to the original position. Okay, so in space climb I will revise a few points here. So once you open the space climb, so this is the structure toolbar and this is the option toolbar. Okay, whatever the operation you are performing here, it will shows the sub option here. And in properties you can see that in solid I am selecting the solid, right, so you can see that properties is shown here. Okay, it shows, if I drag it here, I can see in material it shows what was the layer. If I select the material and all, if you select that stainless steel material means it will show that what was the uh, density, all those things it will shows. The structure itself, what was the density, uh, the volume, all those things will be showing here in that property itself. Okay, so these are the things you can able to work here. Okay, and these are on all selection tool. Okay, so I hope somewhat I make you clear about creation of geometry using space climb. Okay, if you have any doubt you can ask me, I will clarify any one of the tools. And the session is already recorded. We'll post the recorded version in your WhatsApp group also. Whenever you have doubt you can go through those video, so you can able to uh, have a clear idea about that. Okay, any doubts? Yes, Kirti, what are there any specific tools or techniques in space climb for handling complex geometry such as filleting, chamfering or lofting? Yes, it is there. So the filleting chamfering, if you click on this edges itself by using the pull option you can able to do it. Okay, and not only this, if I want to make this instead of making one chamfer, like I want to chamfer all those corners, right? Instead of selecting this one corner, if I select double click means if I want to make a chamfer for a whole selection, I can make it this. Okay, I can give this value. I press enter means I can able to give this chamfer value. Okay, like that I can able to give that all the options. uh, Other than that, uh, you can able to use some scripts. You can see that this option is called script is there, right? uh, you can give as a coding using Python code if you are familiar with the Python code, and if you have program. Okay, using program you can make all the complex into by coding itself. If you have the script Python code for creation of chamfering or creation of cornering for larger, so this is a simple geometry you can able to manually do it. So if it is a complex geometry and you want to make all the corners, all the edges will be a constant of 5 mm thickness, 5 mm radius. If you want to round that each and every corners in the whole geometry of your model means, by using the Python code, by simply clicking on that, if you run this code means automatically, if you have uh, thousands of edges in your geometry means at a time all the edges will be converted into round option with having a constant of 5 mm round. Like that you can able to do it. So this and all you have to learn this advanced version of the scripts and all. Okay, so as of now we are in basic things, basic class. So first thing is you have to learn how to create this geometry and all. Okay, is it clear or you need any more explanation? Kitty? Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Okay. Okay, if no question is there means we will wind up this session. And if you have any queries, this means you practice this the problem, or if you want to create any geometry means you create it on your own geometry using your own dimension in a space climb, then only we can use to uh, have a thing of creation of geometry using tools and all. Okay, so try your best. Okay, and if you have any doubt, you post it in your group itself. Like you take the screenshot of your screen and post it, and wherever you're making any difficulties means you can post it in your WhatsApp group, and I will try to clarify your doubts in then and there, or I will make it clear in your next class. Okay. Okay, thank you all. We'll see in tomorrow. So we'll be continuing in creation of geometry in space climb itself. Okay. Okay, because as of now we are doing only we just started towards the geometry. There are a lot more things will be there in that space climb itself. Okay, we'll see tomorrow. Sorry, Wednesday. Okay, tomorrow there is no classes, so we'll see on Wednesday. Okay, thank you all.